What is up, Copy Squad? Coming to you live on Facebook from Delray Beach, Florida. So, what I want to talk about today are my two favorite key ingredients to having a very successful career. And this is especially true in copywriting, but I think it's kind of true in everything. There are two things that I believe to be true that are very important. And I got these two things from Steven Pressfield, who wrote the book The War of Art, probably one of my favorite books of all time. And the sequel is called Do the Work. And that's where I got these two ideas from. He said, an artist's greatest allies are stupidity and arrogance. Stupidity and arrogance. And he says it a couple times in the book. Stay stupid. When I emailed Joe Schrafer and said, give me a job, I had no idea who this guy was. I had no idea what Agora Financial was. I had no idea what I was walking into. I was an idiot, as I am most of the time when I just try new things. I'm trying these Facebook Lives. I have no idea what's going to work. I have no presumptions about what's going to work. I'm going to just do this, and then I'm going to hammer on the things that I see are working. And I accept that I'm stupid. I accept that I'm pretty lazy. And I often kind of just copy things that I see are working and then make them my own, right? I do not consider myself some sort of super genius. I consider myself pretty stupid, and it's worked out really well for me because I just do. There was a book they gave us in Copy Camp called Obvious Adams, and it's a 50-page book, and it's about this guy they call Obvious Adams. He's a fictional businessman, and he became super successful because he just did the obvious things that everyone else was too smart to think of. Obvious Adams wanted a job at XYZ company, so we went to the CEO and said, hey, give me a job. And that CEO was what the I don't remember exactly how the story went, but it was basically you just be stupid about it and you just go do the obvious thing. If you want a job, go ask for a job. And I think that's been critical for becoming a really good copywriter is to stay stupid, right? The two things are stupidity and arrogance. And arrogance is like a double-edged sword. You don't want to be disrespectful. You don't want to be a jerk, right? But you want to have that quiet confidence that the worst case scenario is not bad. The worst case scenario is they say no. The worst case scenario is it takes another year, I have to get more experience, I gotta go try something else. The worst case scenario, I can stomach, I can stand, I can take it, right? And I read a lot, okay? So another lesson I'm gonna go off script here. I was reading Thinking Fast and Slow, and that book is taking me forever to get through. It's a very dry book. And one of the things they said in there is that people cannot stomach disappointment. I did a video about this, about the big four things I'm writing about in the book are new, easy, safe, and big. And I said, safe is very important. All you got to do is convince someone that your product is pretty damn safe, and they will take, people would rather have a 100% chance at $80 than an 80% chance at $100 because they would rather have the safer option. And in the book, they say people cannot stomach disappointment because that 20% chance that they don't get the $100, right? It's 80% chance at 100 or 100% chance at 80. Okay, those are the two options. Well, they're so scared of that 20% chance that they won't get 100 that they'll take a lower payout. People are so loss averse. People cannot stomach disappointment. And that's one of the keys to the arrogance. Is you have to be totally cool and comfortable about the worst case scenario. And that comes to promotions and writing copy too. If you're serious about being a copywriter, you have to be able to stomach disappointment. You have to be prepared to spend a month on a sales letter that might not work, right? You have to be prepared that things go wrong. Your best marketing ideas might be flops. And you can kind of train yourself as best as you can to be ahead of that. You can basically do the big four things that I'm talking about that help you sell anything very well. If you can hit these big four emotions, you can really get someone riled up to buy. But if your big idea misses, or if your offer is just untimely and they don't care about it right now, there's other factors that can come into play. I go over all this stuff in the book. So the two most important things, I think, if you want to have a good career are stupidity and arrogance. That is, you're too stupid to know what might not work. You're too stupid. Self-awareness is a double-edged sword. I'm okay with humility and being humble in some context, but you need to be stupid enough to say I can have that job. if that person can do it, I can do it. You need to be stupid enough to think that about yourself, right? And that also couples with arrogance very nicely. But you're not a dick. Like, I don't get on the lives and tell everyone they're not as good as me and they'll never be me and blah, blah, blah. No, I encourage you to be the opposite. I encourage you to be arrogant enough to say, if Kyle can do it, and Kyle had no experience when he got hired at Agora, and Kyle just sent an email that said, hey, hire me, I can do it. For you probably have read more copy, done more things with copy, had freelance clients, gotten a customer online or something like that, and you've done all that. You're more qualified than me. Be arrogant. Be stupid and be arrogant. I think that's really the keys to success. All right, Copy Squad, peace out.